Hey everyone, it's Eric Peltier with Citywide Home Loans. Thanks for watching my quick Wednesday Mortgage Minute for November 13th. We're going to talk about only one topic today, just one, the mysterious APR, the annual percentage rate, and how it is calculated. Now, I find it funny, in my 17 years of mortgage lending, I have noticed that mortgage lenders like myself, we all have sort of one answer, somewhat creative answer for what is APR. And honestly, there's a lot of people in my industry, loan officers, that don't actually know how to calculate it. Given all the data, they would still not be able to calculate an APR, which I think is kind of odd because understanding how it's calculated really helps you understand, it helps you describe more accurately what the APR is. So first of all, let's talk about APY, annual percentage yield. APY is what the lender yields on the loan, pure interest. So if you have money borrowed at 4%, your APY is 4%. It's what the lender yields purely on interest in a year on the mortgage. All right. Now APR is what the lender yields on your mortgage in the first year. Okay. And so what they're yielding is the APY, the interest rate. Let's just say it's 4%. So they're yielding 4% interest, but then there's a few closing costs in the year that you purchase or refinance your home. They're considered yield to the lender. You know, their processing fees, their junk fees, those kinds of things. Those are considered yield, and so those fees are converted into an interest rate to create your APR. All right. Now it gets a little confusing, but we're going to go through some numbers over here to describe it better. All right. I'm sorry. So this is actually how monthly payments are calculated on the annual or on amortization. Okay, so the X is the payment, and then you plug in a whole bunch of other data that you don't really need to know about, and it gives you the monthly payment. Now, we're not going to derive and rearrange this equation to figure out APR. That would be a complete waste of time and beyond my skill set. All right, so all you need to know is that when we are calculating the monthly payment on a mortgage, we use a calculator that has that equation that I just threw on the floor built in. All right, we plug in a loan amount, an interest rate, and the term of the loan, in this case 360 months, which is 30 years, and we come up with a monthly payment. So in this situation, you got $400,000, 4% interest rate, 360 months. Monthly mortgage payment is going to be $1,909, okay? And that's the amortization calculation, all right? Now, when we're calculating APR, we kind of rearrange these numbers, all right? So going back to those prepaids, remember what I said about prepaids? There's some junk fees that the lender has to calculate or include in the APR calculation. If you had $2,000 worth of fees that need to be calculated into the APR, you would subtract them from the loan amount. Okay, so we started with this, but we had $2,000 worth of APR fees. Then we're going to plug that number into the amortization calculation. Okay, so loan amount minus the fees that are included in the APR calculation. And then X is going to be our APR, all right? And then term is still 360, and the monthly payment number stays the same, okay? So we're kind of reversing the direction of the calculation. In this situation, we put in loan amount, interest rate, and term, and we got a payment. To calculate APR, we're keeping the payment the same. We figured out what the loan amount is after APR fees, and then we're going to solve for APR. All right. So when you plug this in and you run the calculation in reverse, you actually get 4.042%, and that's your APR. All right. So what that is, again, is your sort of base rate to the lender. And then this, think of this as like the $2,000 that you paid the lender in prepaid fees, all right, or I'm sorry, APR fees. And, so this is how APR is calculated. And I think it's important to understand how these numbers work to be able to better describe it to my clients. So now you know a little bit more about the fabulous, mysterious APR calculation. Thanks for watching my quick Wednesday Mortgage Minute. This is Eric Peltier with Citywide Home Loans. Thanks a lot.